Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Our nation is growing spectacularly. There's a lot of new infrastructure, a lot of new things happening, and we have just started work on our brand new capital city over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly, we're still having ambulance issues, but we're building hospitals like crazy. I'm going to remove the roads. I'm going to go ahead and remove the rails here as well. I want to just redo this section, and I'm not too sure I'm going to do all of these. So I'll come back to that in just a minute. Okay, first things first, before we get stuck into this, and I'll probably do a bit of a time lapse and so on over here to kind of get this done. First things first, thank you so much for all the comments. There's a lot of support for this series, and I must say I'm quite enjoying seeing all of that. Lots of you have come up with suggestions, things like maybe we should give Morgan Valley a revamp now that we can bury the power lines. There's questions that shall we go up to 1 million population. There's other suggesting that the devs have test played up to 200,000 in a single nation, and so maybe we should try and do that. So it's clear that you guys don't necessarily want to see this series come to an end in the next 10 episodes or so. So I would be keen to understand whether that support is a little bit more universal. So if you would like us to extend this series beyond the 100 episode mark, which is in 10 episodes, well, this one plus 9 extras, then please go down to the comments right now and let me know you would like this to continue and us to do a little bit more. And if you've got suggestions with regards to what we do next or what we do beyond the capital city over here, then please also do that. Leave that in the comments below. We will not be filling up this map. Maps like these, let's quickly open the map over here. Maps like these never get filled. I mean, we can certainly do, we're going to do a pretty big cities thing over here that connects over here. It's going to have some factories and things around it. The only other spot we could still, in my mind, come and do a little bit more work is up here. This entire section here has seen no action. We've got border crossings over here. We've got an airport and stuff over here. We've got the massive port over here. We've got the motorway running through this entire section, plus border connections over here. We've got numerous farming sections. We're now building a big new capital over here. And then the only thing that I think has not been really addressed, or in terms of using our map, is maybe putting a few little things in here. But I don't think that's a necessity. You don't have to fill up every map. We won't be able to do spectacularly much more people, but 105,000 is a pretty reasonable population. We could see if we can extend that to 200 or even 250, but I doubt very much we'll get anywhere near 1 million, and the game I don't think will support that either. So let's get back to this episode. So what I'm going to do, start work on this. So I've started, remember last time I started doing this whole thing, wanting to do a bit of a roundabout over here, and I think that's something that I most certainly want to do. But how exactly I do that, I'm not too sure. And these I feel was really quite close together. If we just grab that, we should be able to see how close they are. That's like 500 meters, which means that, yeah, to be honest, if we want proper pedestrian connectivity, then this is about the spacing that we will need to take into account. So let's leave those guys in place for the time being. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see about just quickly doing a little bit of stuff around here to get our roundabouts in place. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you straight away, and we're going to go ahead and head into a very first time lapse. And at the other side, I should have my terraforming done so that we can start doing our primary infrastructure over here. So I'll see you on the other side. Okay, guys, and I'm back, and that was quite a time lapse, but I needed to kind of sort out this thing. It's not looking as neat as I kind of was hoping it would look, but I think it'll do the job. So we've got these massive roundabouts that go around each one of these train stations. We've got the rail running through here, and we've got this highway style connection that's going to pop in and pop out to each of these stations. We've also then got some arterial roads that's connecting to these roundabouts in specific locations, and that will kind of form part of what is going to be our absolute network. As you can see, I've also started doing a little bit of work with regards to the pedestrian connection. So let's quickly do the rest of that. I kind of forgot to do the rest of that, so let's quickly just keep the rest of that in mind. That doesn't have to be 100% perfect. We'll run that straight through here somewhere also, and we'll get the next set going, just so that all of these things are pretty easily accessible. We want these pathways to be pretty direct, and so in the spirit of that directness, I'm going to make sure we do some tunnels over here also, just to make sure that we've got all of these little areas connected, and that it's quite easy and simple to get to these various train stations. Yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge to get our train stations as connected as we would like, and so this time we want to make sure we do it right. Where some infrastructure's in the way, really? Okay, well, anyway, we should be able to find a spot right over there. Now we'll quickly go ahead and tie these in. I believe that should be just fine. I just want to make sure they can all in fact tie in. So yes, now we should have really good pedestrian connectivity to these various train stations. Not sure that one will actually work, but we'll bear that in mind nonetheless. I do like this. This is really well, it's infrastructure intensive, which I'm loving, and it's infrastructure for the people, which is really in line with the theme of something like this. Okay, so there we go. Now what I need to do is I need to tidy up our road network a little bit, because it's a little messy as it stands at the moment. So let's quickly see about what it is that we can do to do all of that. So we definitely want to make sure that we have connectivity out into this general direction over here. That's going to be important. Then this one will, you know what, I'll trim that one back and we'll see if we can't straighten that up a little bit. So if we trim that back and we straighten that one out over in this direction, that's quite sensible. This will be a massive city, to be honest. This will be a massive city, and so we can do that. We can run our arterial network into this general direction as well. Something like that, and well, this guy will have to kind of hug the it'll need to kind of hug the this area through here, and the question then really does become, can we tie these in together? So what I was kind of thinking is maybe that guy goes out this way, then to be honest, then these two can run straight through the middle. But what I probably need to do is just tie this one back a little up there, and we'll straighten it out a little bit, I think. Yes, there we go. And we'll try and run a little bit of a parallel with it over here somewhere. That's awesome. And what we'll do is we'll bring this one back a little bit, and we will go and connect that up there. Actually, that doesn't want to actually work. There we go. That's the kind of thing that I'm thinking we should be doing. That would look awesome. And I think, is that side the side that we're after, or is this side the side we're after? Either way, I'm thinking that can run pretty straight next to the little hill over here. This one can run straight for a while and then we can turn it out that way. This one I think is just going to run straight up here, and we'll see what we do on this side. I think that's going to be okay. This one, we'll get it to go there and then we'll straighten it up. This one, to be honest, we can just go straight over the top of that. I don't think that's any problems there. And we'll run that one into this direction, and this one will go straight out here and then turn around the lake on the other side there. There we go. So that is kind of what I have in mind for our spots over here. Look at that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and commission all of this. I know they're not perfect, but I'm not going to mess around with them anymore. I'm going to go ahead and commission that so that we don't by accident start building all of these things or pay for all of these things to be built. Let's commission all of these. And if we go to our pathways, let's go ahead and commission all of those. So there we go. So now we're not running any risks of when we pay for some stuff that's going to be a bit of a problem. Okay, in this general area over here, so these guys can go around, get over here, and they can come back out over this way. So in this general area, I was thinking maybe we do a few construction offices. Construction material I'm not going to do right here right now, but what we can certainly do is get a few construction offices. Just the standard construction offices is going to be okay. Let's go with these guys. Or are we doing those? Yeah, I think these are okay. That's how many vehicles? 20 vehicles. This is 32 vehicles. So this is kind of what I have in mind right over here. Yeah, up along this section here, I think is probably going to be okay. So what I'll do is I will place a few of these guys. Right over here. And I'm tempted to do almost 2-3 of them. Like so. Okay, then let's go and grab our road connection. So this road connection, I'm going to go and run it a little bit further over there. We're going to connect these guys up. We'll do a little bit something up to there. Up to there. And now the intent is, well, the intent is really to do a little something like this. And do that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What we'll do is we'll tie that one straight in there. I like that. That's not bad. What we'll also want to do is we'll want to do a nice little gas station in there. So let's get our modded gas station in here. Gas station. I'm going to go with something pretty large. So we'll just go with the XL. Oh man, and the XL works in this spot really nicely. There we go. So we'll put the XL in there. We've commissioned all of this. So now we'll have some construction offices to start over here. What we could do is we could use this road. We'll extend that out there, and then we'll have this our first kind of a ring road type concept that runs straight through all of this. So something like that. So now at least we've got a fair bit of stuff happening over here. We can certainly do another one. We'll have to do another one. But the one thing that I'm a little worried about is, no, I don't think these intersections are too bad. We may do a little something else. So let's go ahead and commission that little section there. So that's the very first piece there. So now the centerpiece of what we're going to do here, I would like us to do the communist headquarters. So let's quickly find that one for us. It's under education. The headquarters of the Communist Party is a pretty substantial building, and I want it to be in a fairly prominent spot. Now the question is prominent over here? And I think the answer is yes. Prominent is in fact over here, or over here maybe. No, I think, is it over here instead? The one problem that we're going to have is we may be, no, I think the primary side of things will be on this side, and then maybe we can do some factories and stuff over on this side. We could. It's completely feasible for us to bring a line off somewhere over here, but we'll have to see how we go ahead and do that. So no, let's do that. Let's place the Communist Party. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and build a few things so that we can at least get some vehicles out over here. I think that's going to be quite important. So let's go ahead and build all of that. Build all of this. Build this. I think let's get all of these built. I think that's going to be okay. So that will mean we will have access to all of these spots. I just want to make sure that we can start actually making use of everything. Go for that. Go for this. Finish that off. I think that's okay. But build that as well. Let's just get the first one built, and then we'll get some crews out here. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. That's really good. Now we just need to bring lots and lots of construction vehicles out over here. So I may... Oh, let's do that just to make sure that this is all done. At the same time, what I'll be doing is we'll make sure that these are in fact all one-ways. Hang on. Can I... Really? Oh, fine. Let's just pay for that. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Let's just make sure these are in fact all one ways. There's a little section here that still needs to be paid for. There's a little section here that still needs to be paid for. And now we should have full accessibility. That's not the end of the world. It's not the greatest connection, but it's not the end of the world either. Let's bring in these guys all the way up here, there, and up there, and we'll do a very similar thing down here this way. Tie that one in, up there, tie it together. Yeah, that's a little better than some of the other ones that we've been looking at. And we'll bring this one over this way. There we go. So now we've got our little one-way loop over here. It should be pretty high capacity in the context of this game. And now we can start bringing in some stuff over here. We will need power. So what I'm going to do with regards to power is at the first instance, we'll just grab ourselves the one of these guys, the big wind turbine. We'll do like 2 of them over there. I think that's going to be more than sufficient. And what we'll do is we'll run just a little gravel road out. Oh, come on. What's happening? Bring that back a little and tie that. Why are you a building in the way? Really? Well, let's do that then. That's going to be just fine. There we go. So we'll get those in. Gonna go ahead and pay for that. Let's get these 2 buildings up and running. So what we will need to do is we will need to bring in some fuel over here. So let's go up here. I believe we've got some distribution of fuel over here. That's a cistern. It's got the 4 over there. Let's just go and add that spot there, and that should be able to get vehicle fuel available over here. I'm hoping that's the case at least. So they'll start bringing in the fuel. The highway should be pretty good for access, I think. I still need to do some arrows and things over here. Let's go over to our vehicle construction area and grab a few vehicles to bring on over. So first things first, I'm going to We'll grab these guys, we'll grab those guys. I think this is the big ticket items for us. They're going to need to drive there themselves anyway, so let's just start by getting these guys over there. I don't think I can move them by truck. Anyway, it doesn't really matter too much. I would like to get them here fairly soon. So just make your way over here, please. 1, 2, 3, and 4 over there. So all of them should do the trick. Then I'm also going to get these guys to come on over. 1, 2. They're pretty slow. It'll take them a while to get here. I mean, if you just look at how long it's taken them to get out of the depot. So with those out of the way, I'm going to need to build a few more of them. So let's quickly get that construction underway. I'm almost tempted to start building that road connection. So let's pop in here. I've stopped all of this, so let's cancel this guy, and what I'm after is a few more of these guys. So let me do like 4, 5, 6 of them, and 5, 6 of these guys also. And then what we'll do is we will go ahead and get this to go and build those again for us. The other stuff we'll need to move on over, certainly we will, but for now I think that's going to be just a-okay. The one thing that I'm quite interested in is actually building a road connection, a bridge from here all the way across that way. That'll shorten the journey time quite a lot, and what we can go ahead and do is we can cross over here somewhere. Actually, this is not a bad spot. If we fill this up a little bit and fill that up a little bit, obviously get the rail to come through here, then we can cross over here and run another little parallel over here that'll tie all of these guys together. I think that's quite a good idea. Let's go ahead and get started on planning out for that. This guy will be like that, so we'll try and get it fairly perpendicular like so. We'll try and get it pretty straight through there. Pretty straight through there, and then we will go ahead and bring it, let's straighten it out through there, and we'll start by running it out a little bit like this. We'll go up to about somewhere right over here. Nice. Okay, so that's good. Now we will need to okay, let's commission those guys. I don't mind it. That helps us out for getting this stuff done. Now let's doesn't need to be massive. We'll have to pay for that. Now, is that high enough, or do we need to go up a little higher? Probably a little bit higher. There's room for that guy to come through. We may have to go ahead and do that. Let's bring this guy through here now. Something stopped working, something's on fire, all these good things. Okay, let's, shall we commission that? Is that clean enough? We can certainly get another line in here somewhere. Yeah, I think that's clean enough for now. We may have to see about connecting it to the other side. In which case, is this the spot to do it, or do we do it separately somewhere? See, the rail is pretty close to that. We probably need to plan our whole rail connection thing out here as well. In which case, this becomes a little awkward. There's the helicopters building roads over there. In which case, what we'll want to do... we may even want to see about using this to get the rail connection across the other side. We could do something like that. So we can do a double connection, one for rail, one for... Okay, well, we'll commission it. It doesn't really matter too much. Let's get out of here. Let's pay for this and, well, pay for terraforming. And we'll see about doing a little bit more. Something like that. And then if we try and widen these out a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is really pretty good. Get them nice and wide over there. Now the question is here is if we come, don't do that. If we go here again. Now this guy, could certainly do the rail on this side, or we could do the rail on that side. Probably best for us to do the rail on the other side. So in that case, we're going to go ahead and grab the road first, from the highest location to the highest location on the other side. Is that appropriate? Is that too high? I like it. It's fairly neat. It's fairly neat. So let's go ahead and finish that off. There we go. We'll go ahead and bring this one down here. Now the question is, we can run this at a slightly elevated level so that we can build this up so that we can have a pretty high bridge crossing on this side. So that's okay. We can certainly do that, plan out for that. Now if we wanted to go ahead and let's go ahead and pay for did I pay it or did I commission it? I just commissioned it. My goodness, that was I'm freaking out with some of these things. Now let's try and level out a little bit more over here so that there's room for the rail right next to it. I'm going to try and get them pretty close to each other on this side. Yeah, I think that's going to be awesome. We just need to get the rail up there in some way, shape or form. So in order for us to cross this thing, I'm thinking I'm going to try and do a bit of a straight rail section actually. So if we straight rail this through here, if we do that, oh crap, I'm paying for it. It's fine. I can come here and cancel the construction for now. I may end up paying for some of this anyway. Okay, so if we do that as the straight rail connection, that's a pretty high little bridge through there, but that's awesome. I like that. Pretty good infrastructure there. Now we just need to make sure that we actually drop this rail down appropriately over here. And the intent, of course, is that we... Now, is this going to work? That is working. That's awesome. Now the intent here is that we try and I'm really comfortable to try and separate them as best as possible. Okay, so if we do something like this, now from here, this guy, okay, you know what we'll do? Get this guy out over there. Up to about here, and then what we'll do is we'll bring that over this way. Now if we do this, can we also do that? Oh man, we can in fact do that. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll run this guy over there and we'll tie that across there. That's our standard little arrangements. And of course what we're going to do is we're going to... Are we going to go ahead and tie this guy in there? Well, let's see. We can certainly do that. Tie that one in there and then do this. We could do that. It might be an appropriate way of doing it, to be honest. This is going to be a little bit... There we go. Actually, that might be appropriate. So now we've got that connection through there. That should hopefully give us a little bit of separation, but that might still be a tad problematic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this back a little. Come on, don't save. Don't save when I'm busy. Okay, so with that in mind, what we'll need to do is this guy will need to be able to tie into various things, actually. So this one will have to come on out. So let's extend that a little. And then we'll get this guy out of there. And this one will do a little bit of this. So you're coming down. I am wondering whether we don't split it up. Yeah, let's split it up. What's our population like? Are we losing population? We are, in fact, losing population. It's probably escapes, right? No, it's not. What is it? Last month? We have a look at last month. High death rate. So it means that we're not having enough food somewhere, I think. I think that's what the case is here. It's not too cold yet, no. So anyway, we'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm gonna just relax a little bit on some of these things just for a little while. Now, if I split this off over here, can we... Don't go too crazy there. Oh, come on. Yeah, maybe this straight line like that is not the end of the world. What we could do is we could try and do a roundabout. Honestly, I don't really like the roundabouts. So if we do this... And we'll do the straight connection out over this way, which will bend a little bit like that, and then we'll do... do we raise this across? Let's just put our snapping back on again. If we do up to about there, and then we do a little bit of this. Yeah, the problem is, anyway, I don't think this part of the line will be too busy anyway, so let's do that, straight section over there. And then what we'll do is we'll try and tie that out over here somewhere so that we cross in that very specific location through there. We could just run it up here, of course, but I'm thinking if we do this, we may in fact help it out in the long run. Let's trim that back and just redo this section. We might have to trim that back all the way over there, and then we'll see about tying that one in. Yeah, that's much better. Now, what we could do is, now I think what we'll need to do is we'll tie this one off this, and we'll tie that in there, and we will bring this one off of here, and we'll, oops, bring it back a little bit so we'll have a slightly more natural curve here. So we'll do a little something like that, and then we'll tie that one in right over there. There we go. So I'm hoping that's looks weird. Looks really weird. I'm going to get rid of this. That looks so weird. Let's just tie it in straight over here. We may very well come back and redo some of these things. I think there we may, if we only bridge this thing, we should be okay. So from here, we should now be able to just go ahead and get this guy to make its way all the way to the border. So there we go. So with that connection straight through there, this one's coming over, and we can of course drop this one down over here. And let's go ahead and commission all of that. So that's a pretty interesting junction. So these guys can go straight through. They can make their move go in this direction, that direction. That's a pretty interesting rail junction that we've got going on over there. Let's go ahead and commission all of that. That's a substantial piece of infrastructure yet again. Look at this. These two things. It's effectively a trumpet, right? This is a rail trumpet. That's a road trumpet. I like it. I like it. So we could, we obviously have these, got these guys coming on over, but I don't think they're anywhere near here just yet. We're seeing our very first delivery coming in over here. This guy should have a nice round 16 tons ready to go. Ready to go. We've got some heating problems popping up in a lot of locations. This guy is moving. What's the speed that you're going at over here? 80? Okay, now you're speeding up a little bit. Oh, there's another one. Let's just see our roundabout in action for the very first time. Yeah, that road connection there. That'll be a pretty substantial turn to get out there. This is not great road design. This is a little better. I think the ones that I've got on this side is much better. That's good, but it's massive bridge pieces here. Here comes the next one and the next one. So we have a fair bit of that going on over here. And this should be powered whenever it's necessary. And then we'll get some stuff going on over here as well. Excellent, that's our very first step there. Okay, let's continue and quickly find the spot where this guy needs to come across and where this guy needs to come across. So let's go back in here and we'll do a connection over here. So I think this is about right. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. Try and run it straight as possible, really. Okay, now, so the problem is here we just need to tie these in. That's not the end of the world. I'm comfortable with it. Now, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to cross somewhere over here. So let's commission that section and then get out of here and go in and raise this. I don't want the wireframe. Switch up the wireframe. The intent is that we raise this a little bit more. We'll have to have a look at how exactly we're going to do that, but raise that up a little bit more. Yeah, so something like that's pretty good. Then we're gonna head straight across on this side, and luckily we're using our own vehicles over here. Don't know how they got to the other side there, but we're using them nonetheless. We You could do this quicker by paying for it, of course. So is that about right? Just kind of wondering, are we at approximately the same height over here? And the next question is that high enough for a bridge over the top of any water vehicles that's going to need to come in through here? Let's give it up. Let's give it a bit more. Give it a little bit more over here, up to about there. Now let's give this one a little bit more. Have to keep adding some more on here as well, because this guy's going to have to run up the hill, and I'm a little worried about the angle of attack. Okay, so something like that, will that be pretty high? I'm not sure if we're at the same height, but let's what we can at least do is have a look at what those bridges look like. I'm thinking we need to do one of these big ones, one of these big boys. The truss bridge or the tide arch bridge. This is between pillars, the big one. This is the big one. Oh, we just need the one though. But bear in mind, we need the rail next to it. We're not paying for that. Let's just see what's our heights looking like over here. I think that's pretty good, and I think we're approximately at the same heights there. So let's do that. Now what we're going to need to do is I'm going to need to make sure that we also what I'll do is I'll pay for some of this and we'll get this done a little quicker. And then we'll run that up there. What I can do is oh, that's not quite what I had in mind. Let's see about leveling it out a little. Okay, there we go. Now let's try and level out this one a little. Okay, that should do the trick for us. Now I hope I can get the rail across here also. Let's get the rail bridge over. What's the quick one? What is the bridge pier distances? Oh, that's 58. That might be the one that we're after. Yeah, we're gonna have to run that bridge. These? Yeah, no, we want the 58. The 58 is what we're after here. So let's run it straight across over there. Not paying for it, right? And we'll get its neighbor to come and cross over here. Oh, look at that. It's like, it's almost perfect. I think I like that. That is an awesome little section. Okay, now let's, I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I don't need to, not yet. Now with these guys out over here, ooh. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and trim back this road connection. Oh, come on, road connection, trim it back. Trim it back up to about there somewhere, and then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and turn it up here. We'll need to make a little bit of room there, and oh, look at that. Look at that. We're going to do the same thing for the rail. Let's trim that back to about there, to about there. We're going to go and do a little of this, get it to turn across there. I like it. Good infrastructure, guys, good infrastructure. I'm spending way more time on infrastructure than anything else. So we'll tie that, get that one up there, we'll tie it in. Yes, it's not the greatest. We should have slightly more swooping turns with regards to the rails. That's not the greatest, but I think that'll work nonetheless. Now, what we need to do is, I think we're okay. All we need to do is just tie them in together over here now. So you can go ahead and run that down. And then what we'll do is, no, let's, I need to zoom that out a little bit more. So we'll go back up there. I've already done something there. Yeah, actually, that's the right angle of attack. That is the right angle right there. So we'll do that. And, oops, that's a bit of a zoom. And what we'll do is we will come and tie you in. Oh, crap, at the end. Look at this. And what we can do is these guys, there's construction crews on this side that can immediately start work on that. I like it. I like it. Give me my rail. Excellent. Excellent. And I can tie you in, right? Can we zoom in, please? It's a very tight little corridor. There we go. All tied in. Nice. This will be awesome once that's done. All of these roads connections need to be built so that we can actually have that road connection to work. Okay, let's go ahead and commission that straight away. We're going to go to the road sections. We're going to go and commission the road section straight away. We've got a construction vehicle over here already. That's a little awkward though. I'm going to go ahead and pay for... yeah, we're going to go ahead and pay for a little section of it, just so that these guys can get out of the way a little. Okay, so with that in mind, now I'll go ahead and get a little crossover going over here. Actually, we'll get the crossover going on this side, so there's a little bit of room on that side of it. Okay, and pay for that section. And what we'll do is we'll go with a mixed signal over here. So that should allow for... Oh, there's the crossover actually. Either way, should be okay. Did I block up a few trains? No, I didn't. Okay, so that should be okay. This should get underway. Who's constructing this? There's a few guys that's ready to come and do the thing over here, but I'm kind of tempted to pay for it. We don't have these vehicles. Well, it's not like these vehicles are going to be able to take this route now. I like it. Look at that. That's really awesome. Using the side of the hill to then cross over here, using this section of hill to minimize some of this work. It's really good. And then we tie in all over here. This is a massive piece of infrastructure. Massive. Really big piece of infrastructure over here. These guys are the construction crews that's going to start doing their thing over here. Tempted to pay for it, but I'll let it be a little bit. Okay, that's the starting point of our, well, it's already been the starting point, but the infrastructure that we're placing in here is absolutely substantial. Now, one more thing, I'm going to do one more thing before we end this episode. There's so much that needs to happen in this city. Look at that. That's a massive city. A massive city. We're going to have major population here if we decide to do that. But we'll need to grow the city on both sides of the rail to make sure that we maximize the use of the rail. So one of the things that we're going to need fairly quickly is going to be heating. And so I'm thinking we're going to need heating in a number of locations around the city. So one of the spots that could work for heating is right over here. So let's see about adding a little bit of heating in this location. So give me a large heating plant. Can we squeeze it in? And if we do that, we wouldn't necessarily need to cross the rail. That's quite interesting. So what is our distances? Heating pipes can go like 500, 600 meters, I think. So that means up to around here. So I think we'll need to... Oh, that's actually going to give me heat, power for this straight away. I think we'll do that. Should you have the big smokestack as you enter the spot? Oh, look at that. That's good. That is really good. So let's do this for heating. And then we'll need some heating exchangers in a few locations. So I'm thinking approximately here. Approximately over here. And maybe approximately over there. It would be ideal if we can achieve that, but I'm not sure we'll be able to achieve that. Let's quickly have a look. So if we run the undergrounds, let's go underground. Oh crap, we've got the... Oh no, we've got the rail. We've got the rail, which means we can't actually go underneath it. Well, I'm gonna go underneath it anyway. Let's just see how far can we get. Oh, 800, we can actually get to them. 733, we'll be able to get to all of them. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have to demolish a little section of rail right over here. So if I go rail, demolish a little section, we'll just tie this back in. Got some more vehicles running around over here. Okay, now going back, getting the heating pipes going underground yet again, and then finding a spot where we can actually tie that in. How far is that? 665. That is not bad, guys. That is not bad. So we've got one heating facility over there. We'll give us a bit of a radius. We'll get a bit of a radius going on over here. We'll do a little bit of this. Like so. And we'll... do a little bit of that over there. There we go. So now we've got a few heating facilities ready to go straight away. Now, let's do that. We'll go ahead and commission them, and we'll turn this back up, and then what we'll do is we'll get our rail connection sorted out. Get that going, and that going. I'm going to go ahead and pay for that little section there. Did we finish a section of rail up here? I think we've done. I think we did. Up to there. Yeah, looks like it. So that's pretty good. All the way up to there, nice and connected. Nice, good. That's fine. Now let's quickly see about getting a road connection that will probably tie in something like that as a road connection, and what we'll do is we'll tie this one in over here. So that's fine. So now we can in fact get the gravel aggregate section over here. So where's my aggregate, small aggregate storage? We'll go ahead and tie this one in. Oh, actually, that is awesome. We could do this. Come on. I don't think that'll actually work. Could we do that? I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. Where's my infrastructure? Let's try it again. Something collapse? I don't know. I'll have to have a look. In between episodes, I'll have a look and see. Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Let's demolish this. Let's see about bringing in this road a little bit over here. Something like that. Now try that aggregate again. Not there. Here, here. There we go. That's the one. There we go. So now we've got that one up and running running. Now what I'm missing is those very slow moving. Here they come. They are coming and they're going to use the trumpet now to get over here. Awesome. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to jump into this guy and we're going to take a drive. How come? Anything else? Let's switch that off and we'll do this. There we go. Look at that. Taking a drive over the top of our interchange over here. That is awesome. We still need to do the line markings on this one, or the one-ways. Look at that. Using our trumpet bridge connection to get into a new town. Guys, if you have a name suggestion for the new city, the capital city. Oh, I did see Ultimagrad, right? Ultimagrad? Yeah. Any others? Please let me know. This is, I just love it. I just love it. This game, guys, this game. It's spectacular. It is spectacular. Here we go. And arriving. Now let's get out of there. And train is waiting too long. Let's quickly have a look. I've had an issue with something up. I assume, yeah, there's the issue. Now, what in the hell is going on over here? Oh crap. I never actually finished off what we were doing. Let's just get our chains in place here. So chain that way. And this is just standard out on this side. Why are you... You know what? Let's just do our couple of signals in a few spots. Hopefully that helps everybody out to move along a little bit. That's a little bit of a bummer. So that must have done us a little bit of damage over here. And a number of locations actually. Once these kind of things happen, it's problematic. What's going on with this guy? Do you not have workers? No, you have workers. No workers or mechanisms. So let's get rid of that. Why did you have an issue? No idea. But hopefully... Do you not have workers? What's going on? You've got everything you need, right? And this guy is saying it has workers, but it's not actually realizing it as a... That's interesting. Well, let's get rid of this one too and see if they come back now. Maybe it's been a bit of a a bit of a mess with what's happened over here. So we'll hopefully sort that out. Look at how quickly we're actually getting this done. But that bridge will take a little bit of a while, and then we get into here. Now the question is, we could also do a bridge across on that side. But here we go, that's the snow, and I think that's where we're going to call this episode. So we'll end it up on a nice snowy note over here. This is going to be the starting point for our awesome new city. Look at that. Guys, if you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.